And we're live.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whatever time it is for you right now. Just know that you are locked in on To The Point with
Skip
and the King. You guys know where to find SimonBroDirt.com. Check it out on Amazon.ca. Go buy that book for your kids if they love basketball just as much as you do. Skip, you also, we can find you at Dougie J's on Twitter. I know it's baseball season. I know people love to get at you. I was watching that earlier. It actually made me laugh. But you also put something out recently on what's it called?
Econoclash review. Yeah, I published a short story called The Platform, not sports related at all, but it's in this collection, Econoclash review. You can find it at econoclash.com. But Brian, sadly, we've got some sad news this week. I'm sorry to hear about your family.
Yeah, thank you, my man. I definitely appreciate that. That woman was like a mother to me, and I appreciate her every day that I'm still breathing. You guys can find myself at King Hussein on all social media platforms. You guys can find us To The Point, Instagram, Facebook, To The Point Raps on Twitter, To The Point on YouTube, podcast, and right there, my man, staring off at me in the squared circle, the one with the hot takes, the one hailing from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the mouth of the North, the undisputed champion of being the mouth of the North, the one and only Andrew Reece. How you doing, my friend? It's great to have you back on the show again, and we love having you. And where else can they find you?
I'm doing great, Brian. I just got done my 2021 Euro preview, and you can find me at the Reese Report as we are getting into the hot summer of all kinds of different stuff going on in the sports world. So you can find me on the Reese Report. All my videos are there, or you can find me at the Reese Report on Facebook where I do all my debates.
Awesome. So, Drew, there's three of us, and there are three NBA MVP finalists.
There are.
Yes, there is. So now I've seen you guys on Facebook. I've seen you guys go out there and say all kinds of stuff about who should be the NBA Finals MVP, all that, whatever. You guys are all thinking all this craziness.
Not finals, Brian. That's a different
regular season MVP.
We're not there. We're not there yet. Sorry, I'm thinking ahead. But there are three NBA MVP finalists, and Andrew, I have to ask you, who do you think should be the NBA MVP this year?
Oh, for me, it's Steph Curry.
Woo, cooking it up. Like Kwame Brown, Mama's seasoning. Can I ask you why?
Golden State would be a lottery team of epic proportions without him. Klay Thompson is also injured, but they were 15-50 without him last year, and 2-7 this year without him last year. And Steph Curry took it upon himself to ensure that his team was competitive this year. They fell just short in the play-in games to the Lakers by 3 and to Memphis in overtime. He was excellent in both games, having 37 and 39 points in each. They were triple teaming him in these games, and he was still getting his shot off, and he still shot the ball well. He did everything he could. The only negative I would say about him is he turns the ball over too much, and it's cost his team games, and it's also changed momentum in the games he's played. 32, 5-5 this year, 42% from 3. In April, he was in Fuego, 37 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. 46% from 3. He was a man on a mission that just fell short. And I feel bad for him. He wouldn't have won the MVP anyway, but I feel like he makes it look Staffordless and therefore deserves the MVP.
I like that. I like that. Skip, can I ask you, who do you think out of these three finalists should be the MVP?
Well,
I know you're going to call it a slam.
first of all, I'm wondering why he didn't even mention that Steph led the league in scoring this year.
I know, right? Number one.
Listen,
Number one.
I think it's pretty obvious when a guy averages 32 a game, he's leading the NBA in scoring, but especially with his April scoring. But okay, you got it.
Okay, so my MVP.
Dude, the guy had 32.0 points, first overall. Amazing, great for him. Skip, can I like I just said? Can I ask you, who do you think would be the MVP of this season?
I think it's a lock. I think it's got to be the Joker, Nikola Jokic. He's gonna win. He deserves to win. He's got all the counting stats, all the traditional stats. He's got 26 points per game, 11 rebounds a game, 8 assists per game, like almost a triple double as a big man, scoring top 10 in the league in every category.
Yep.
Shooting 39% from three. But I actually look at the advanced stats, and he's got a PER of 31.3 player efficiency rating. That's first in the league. He's first in the league in win shares. You look at his effective field goal percentage. It's actually 21st in the league, but it's basically everyone behind him is either just a straight rim runner, like you're talking about your Rudy Gobert's, who never miss a shot, or just really, really, really efficient three-point shooters. So just in terms of being a very multifaceted player, he's kind of like Chris Paul and Joel Embiid's body. He does a little bit of everything. He's earned it this year, and I didn't even mention the best part, which is that he didn't miss a single game. The most durable player in the league, led the league in games played, and carried Denver to a really good record, even though they were missing their second best player for most of the year. What about you, Brian? Who's your MVP?
I got one in my head, but you know what? Out of the three finalists, I want to cover Joel Embiid because he is the third finalist for the MVP. Now, let's see. Philadelphia with Joel Embiid, 39-12. Without him, they had a losing record. Okay? Yeah, he wasn't top notch on all the numbers, but you know what? He was there and he helped carry Philadelphia to that number one seed, man. Like, look at what they're doing. He did help carry that. He did do whatever it needed to be done. Okay? Now, guys, I got to ask you guys. Drew, do you agree with Skip's pick on the MVP?
I do agree with Skip. I think Nikola Jokic is going to win the award. I think he's excellent. I don't want to say by default, but I believe he's winning the award because he did not miss a game this season. I believe that. Okay. I believe had Joel Embiid not missed any games, he would probably be the MVP. I have
unlike
nothing.
LeBron.
Unlike LeBron, but I have nothing bad to say about Jokic. I think he's excellent. I think that the clincher was when Jamal Murray was lost for the season with a knee injury. Denver did not lose their position, and in fact improved their position. So that sealed it for Jokic. He does everything. He's an excellent passer. He can shoot the three. He can score inside. He spaces the offense perfectly. He can even defend a little bit. He's not the best defender in the world, but he can defend a little bit.
If there is a knock against him, it's his defense.
He's not the best defender, and he can turn it over sometimes, but I don't think there's an argument against him.
Is Steph a better defender than him?
No, Steph just steals the ball. He's just an opportunistic stealer.
But he also turns the ball over a lot. And if you look at Steph's numbers, like he scored more points than Jokic. But if you look at their assist percentages, it's actually favors Jokic. Like Jokic is a better point guard than Steph Curry, which sounds crazy to say. But
no, he is.
Like because he looks for his teammates. Obviously, he's got better teammates to look for. Like, let's be fair, Steph didn't have a lot to work with this year with no Clay, with Jameis Wiseman being basically hot trash. And Draymond just can't really score. Like he's
Yeah, not much to pass to. Not much to pass to.
Draymond's got to do the other stuff, man. That's what
Draymond does all the other stuff.
That's what he's needed for. Skip, can you defend your point of view of Jokic being the MVP this year? Like, is there anything else that really sets him apart from the league?
Well, so I don't have a cleaning the glass subscription, so I don't see all the advanced analytics. But what you can do is if you go to cleaningtheglass.com, you can see just basically player profiles for each player. And what that does, it tells you where in the league they rank at kind of basic things like usage, like assist percentage, just you can kind of see where they fit into the whole league. So like if someone's 100th percentile, that means they're in the top 101% of the league. If someone's in the first percentile, you can see that they're like one of the worst in the league. So what I really noticed about Jokic is that he just doesn't have a weakness. If you look at across the board, his usage percentage, let me just look it up real quick here. He's over 98% in all these advanced stats: assist percentage, usage, assist to usage, turnovers. He's not quite that high, but he's 54 percentile, which isn't that bad. And then I scrolled over to Steph's page, and he's 100th percentile in scoring and points per shot, but in assist percentage, he's 41st percentile. In assists per usage, he's like 5th percentile. He's at the very bottom of the league, which is crazy for a point guard. So I just thought, when I looked at Jokic's numbers, I was really struck by just how versatile he is and how very top of the league he is in terms of anything to do with his usage, with his scoring, with his assist percentage. He's just a really efficient player. He gets the job done. And I don't think there's another, like, I think Embiid is actually pretty high on a lot of those metrics too. I don't think he assists at the same rate, but the reality is that Jokic is Embiid if Embiid was an amazing passer. And that's the thing that sets him apart from Embiid. You can argue Embiid plays better defense. Like, you can definitely make that argument, but combined with the durability, combined with all the numbers he put up this year, I think it's a slam dunk. I think he's going to win in a landslide. I don't think it's going to be particularly close. I think it's Jokic all the way.
Drew? Yeah. The only thing I would say back to that is, if you look, Stephen Curry's won 2 MVPs, and this season, this season was his best season of his career at age 30.
And where did the Warriors finish?
At age 33, that's what I'm trying to get to. They finished where they were because he didn't have the help around him, and we'll never know if Clay plays or not where they would have been, but I can guarantee you they would have been a lot higher than 9th. And we'll never know what Denver would have been without Jokic.
The Lakers would not have been playing in the playoffs right now.
I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that, and I'm saying to myself, if he had people to pass to, his assist numbers would have been higher. And you have to look at Curry as someone who dragged a really bad basketball team to almost making the playoffs. I would have a much better argument had he made the playoffs, had they beat the Lakers and not blown a 12-point lead at the half by turning the ball over too much, and LeBron James making a fluky 3-point shot that he said he saw 3 rims when there was only 1. Okay,
he was full of crap on that one. Don't even get me started on that one. He did not get hit in the eye. He did not get hit in the eye. He barely got touched. And I got to. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
So my only thing would be, I would say it's more difficult Curry's position because he's being triple teamed every game and still averaging 32 a game, still averaging 46% from 3 or 42% from 3. And able to still be effective on that basketball team. That's my only argument. And it's his best season, considering no help. It's his best season, ahead of his MVP years that he won. So it's the record. The difference is the record. That's the difference.
Even if I concede all that, like, when was the last time you saw, even if he made the playoffs, like say he made the playoffs, when was the last time you saw the MVP come off an 8th place team?
That's exactly why he can't win it. It's based on record. What I will say though is Russell Westbrook won the MVP as the 5th seed. So because he averaged a triple double, which to me is the most overrated stat in the NBA. But that's the only argument.
Steve Nash won an MVP being the fourth.
Honestly, I think
guys,
Embiid had a real shot. It's just that a shame that he got hurt.
Yeah, Embiid would have won.
What I want to say about Embiid is he was not in the top 10 of any of the major stats, but his team did come out first, and he did.
I think he was in the top 10 in scoring.
Actually, no.
What, didn't he average 28 a game?
Yeah, he was in the top
28.5.
Yeah.
He was there, but not really. But but you know who I actually really want to make the case for, guys? That's not there. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Oh,
Mr. MVP.
Ticaris to all of my malacas out there. You guys already know what it is. That's who I originally wanted to go for, even though Milwaukee still did have a winning record without him. He was fifth in points per scored, and that's who I would have picked personally as the MVP. Do you guys have anybody else that you think that might have made MVP?
Well, I think Giannis is a really good fringe candidate. I think some of the other fringe candidates would be Luka and Chris Paul. I actually looked at Giannis's numbers, his advanced stats, and he was really right up there with Jokic across the board. He didn't score quite as efficiently as Jokic, but he was also a really good passer, a really efficient scorer, a really high usage player, and he scored a ton. He would be in the conversation, but let's be real, he won the last 2 years, and the Bucks didn't do anything. So people are waiting to see the Bucks actually win in the playoffs before they give him.
They just beat Miami.
I'm gonna throw out a name out there who constantly gets disrespected. But he doesn't have an argument because his team is successful without him being on the floor, and that's Donovan Mitchell. I think this guy gets completely. I think he gets completely disrespected. He'll never win an MVP because of the way that team's constructed, but I think he's a great player. Gets a lot of disrespect, including from Shaq on TNT. But I think he's someone that you could throw in as a dark horse. I mean, if Chris Paul is going to get votes and not Devin Booker, then we should at least look at Mitchell and the way he's able to win games at the end of games, even though Utah's constructed in a way where they can win without him.
Yeah, I'm not super high on Donovan Mitchell. I guess it is kind of one of those things where they're the 1 seed, so you might sort of give him some sympathy votes, but I think they picked the right 3 finalists. I think if you wanted to have an argument, you could stick Giannis in there somewhere. It's just that, like we all said, he won the last 2 years and the Bucks flamed out, and obviously the MVPs are announced before the playoffs, so or all the voting is done before the playoffs, I believe.
And none of the Brooklyn players played enough games. Had Harden played the whole season, he would have been a candidate.
Neither did
so
LeBron.
LeBron was a favorite before he got hurt. Don't ask me why, because to me, AD's the MVP of that team.
Oh, exactly. No. That team goes as LeBron goes. That team doesn't really go as AD.
No, not what I'm seeing. What are you talking about?
They need AD because he's their scorer.
Not what I'm seeing in the playoffs.
They have to have AD.
What I've seen in the playoffs,
I didn't see the end of that Suns game today, so I can't speak too much to that game today. But I think LeBron still drives the engine of that team. AD is the hammer, but LeBron is the hand that swings the hammer.
Here's what I'm going to say about this. I'm not going to bring any hate.
Go ahead, Drew.
I think the Lakers need AD to be dominant to win games now. LeBron James is still a good player, but they need AD to be dominant to win now. That's what I'm going to say about that.
Exactly.
They need both of them. Obviously, LeBron's on the downside of his career, but they need both of them.
Like if AD's not dominant, they don't win, or they struggle to win without AD being dominant. Proof of it is the play-in game and the Phoenix series that we're watching right now.
Exactly. You are 100% right, my friend. But we're not going to get into that. We can go into that LeBron stuff all day if we wanted to. But we are actually talking about someone that LeBron is not, which is the MVP. of this year. And guys, we hope you enjoyed watching our takes on who should be the MVP. I know there was only 3 finalists, but we included a 4th
Well,
one.
we know it's not going to be Paul George.
Oh, geez. Oh, dude. We could go on.
Paul George actually went off in that game the other day.
Yeah, well, Kawhi Leonard is the guy carrying that team right now. But, you know, shout out to the Raptors who are home golfing or trying to get back into Toronto. Sorry.
Nah, they didn't want to bother, man. So much bull. But more importantly, what we got to say is what you guys got to say. So you guys let us know, who do you think should be your MVP? And I can't wait to hear the LBJ chatter. All that right in the air. Cannot wait to hear that. On behalf of myself, Skip, and Andrew, you guys know where to find us on the Reese Report on all social media platforms. King Hussein, myself, Simon over there, Dougie J's, To The Point Raptors, Instagram, Facebook, To The Point Raps on Twitter, and youtube.com To The Point Podcast. We cannot wait to hear back from you guys on who is your MVP? Who? Tell us. Let's know. Let us know. On behalf of myself, Skip, and Andrew Reece right there, my man. You guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, and
Peace.